Most teenagers right now are wasting their entire teenage years, and you may be one of them. That's why I beg you to watch this video till the very end and apply the very crucial things I'm going to say before it's too late, because it'll completely change your life. I'm gonna share the 3 most underrated hard truths that everyone seems to ignore. I promise you, once you turn 18, you won't have any single regret in how you spent your teenage years. These are hard truths that I realized at the age of 14, which is 3 years ago, that completely changed the trajectory of my life for the better. So if you're 13, 15, and so on, then stay tuned. Hard truth number 1. You won't have the free time that you have right now when you're going to turn 18 in your adult years. And I know it seems cliche, but that's why it's underrated. One of the biggest regrets people have in their 20s is realizing how badly they used the huge amount of free time they had when they were 13, 14 in high school. They spend it by playing video games, scrolling on their phone, which is a huge one, and not building healthy habits. They regret not being disciplined, learning how to stay productive and consistent, and doing the things that they didn't want to do. For example, going to the gym, keeping the promises to themselves, building good habits like meditating, reading books, journaling, learning more about themselves and what they want to do in life, what are their passions, trying new things. Instead, they completely wasted it with getting into toxic relationships, staying in relationships that are not aligned with them, shrinking themselves, trying to fit in, and becoming someone that they are not, doing things that are against their values just to be cool at school, starting adopting bad habits like smoking, going to party till 3 a.m., scrolling endlessly till 2 a.m. And I hear you. Before I turned 14 years old, I was constantly scrolling on my phone first thing in the morning, also at night before going to bed. I was constantly playing video games, avoiding hard tasks like homework, even taking showers. I know, it's so horrifying. And I was building these bad habits every single day, and without even realizing, I reached to a point where I was sick and tired of myself. I said enough was enough. So at 14 years old, I feel so lucky and proud of myself for learning this at such a young age, which is the fact that I started to list some goals of mine that were pretty big, like starting a YouTube channel and wanted to try different hobbies in my free time, wanted to dance, going to hip-hop classes, acting classes. I started to build healthy habits at such a young age, like journaling. I finished to read like 10 to 20 books. I'm not saying this to brag, but just to show you that you don't have to wait until you're going to become an adult to start these healthy habits. Something that I think a lot of teenagers believe that is secretly holding them back. Something that a lot of friends of mine used to tell me all the time, which is, you're young, just enjoy your life. Why are you doing all these adult things? You should do them when you're going to turn 20, 30 years old. Sometimes it would influence me and I would think, oh my god, am I doing too much at this age? And that's why I'm not forcing anyone to become productive, do all these healthy habits at this age. But I know that if you clicked on this video, you also have my same mindset, which is the earlier, the better. The earlier I build healthy habits, the easier it's going to be for me in the future to maintain them and actually get ahead of the curve, achieve my dreams, live my dream life, and become my best self. So again, just try new things, build healthy habits, do things that you don't want to do so you can build that muscle, that discipline within yourself that is going to become automatic, I promise you, once you stick to it for long enough. This is the best you can do with all this huge amount of free time you have in these years that you'll never get back. Hard truth number 2, your brain is a sponge and you're filling it with trash. I'll say it bluntly because this is something very severe that a lot of people are just overlooking it and not thinking about it twice, because you might think that when you were 5 years old, your brain was pretty much the most elastic it has ever been. But what if I tell you that also in your teenage years, your brain is still plastic? And by rewirable. In fact, until you reach the age of 20 or 25 years old, your brain is still very, very adaptable. And the earlier you start rewiring it with healthy, good things, the easier it's going to be. A lot of 70 years old, 30 years old, they look back and regret how many unhealthy habits they were indulging in a day-to-day basis when they were a teenager. And now they realize that it's so hard for them to rewire their limiting beliefs, unhealthy habits, because it has become automatic to their nervous system and brain. Like, can't you realize how serious and severe and dangerous this is? Your mind is literally a sponge that is sucking in every single thing that you consume, especially on social media, and you're filling it with trash. So please, no matter if you're watching this and you're 14 or 17 years old, no matter your age, the earlier you start changing your surroundings, changing what you consume on social media, who you surround yourself with, the habits that you cultivate every single day, the earlier you change them for the better and replace them with healthier ones, the more your future self is going to thank you for that. You will never regret it for going to the gym, for cultivating habits at such a young age, because all of this is going to become automatic. For me, right now, it's been like 4 years that I've been reading, meditating, journaling, and they don't feel like chores to me anymore like it used to be in the beginning. But I do them because I know that they are good for me. They're not musts. Now I learn to say, oh, I'm devoted. I want to do these healthy habits, even though I don't feel like it at the moment, because I know that they are going to benefit me in the long run. And it's healthy for my brain. I'm filling it with good things. Because at the end of the day, it's literally this little thing that we have inside our head that is going to help us achieve our dreams, build strategies in order to achieve our goals. And the healthier it is, the easier and faster we're going to actually attract and manifest them. Third hard truth: stop creating excuses. Every time you create excuses, you're postponing a life that is going to fulfill you the most. Every time you create excuses on why you cannot pursue your passion, start to post on social media because you think that it's going to be cringe and embarrassing, that your classmates, friends, family members are going to see you, you cannot go to the gym because you just simply don't feel like it, and you're just going to do it when you're going to turn 18 years old. This is you literally ruining your potential. Imagine when you're going to turn 18 years old, you would wish you have started that YouTube channel when you were 17 years old, when you were 14 years old. Imagine if you started to post content and go to the gym right now if you're 15, 16 years old. Imagine how much progress and success you're going to get when you're going to turn 18 years old. It's going to be massive. If you start cultivating that passion of yours, that hobby of yours, and you think that maybe it's going to become your future job, if you start now, you maybe are going to get it monetized when you're going to be 18 years old. Because trust me, if you don't start now, you keep making excuses as to why you cannot do it, then at 18, you're going to literally look back and think, oh my god, everything would have been easier for me right now if I started small in pursuing that goal, that business, that hobby. If I got out of my comfort zone more, if I talked to more people to cultivate my social skills. The reason why you're making excuses is because you are avoiding the pain of discipline, of commitment, of keeping the promise to yourself, going to the gym when you don't feel like it, of meditating instead of scrolling on your phone and getting that instant dopamine. Like really, at the end of the day, you need to choose between the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. It's your choice, honey. I'm not forcing you to do anything. Really, I believe in you. If I did it, you can too. Realizing that you're not lazy, you're just overstimulated by your phone is going to be a game changer. And this video is going to go deeper into it. So see you there, Gemini.